We have anybody here to do the invocation, so we'll just do a quick moment of silence. And when I say quick, I mean pretty quick. So let's join me in doing the flag salute. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Call to order, do a roll call. Here.
Here.
Here. All right, we'll go over to Keith.
All right. Well, we've had a really busy summer, and school starting is upon us. We had our brand new teachers have reported. Our staff will report tomorrow, and our kids come next week. So we're looking forward to that. Our team has done a great job of preparing for this year. We opened up our daycare. That opened up first day was today, and that's an exciting time for our staff and just that opportunity there. So I'm excited about that. And just I want to say kudos to our team that's done a great job getting that off the ground, getting that started, getting that all put together. That was a lot of hard work to get that going. But just super excited about this year. Super excited about our team that we have assembled. They've done a great job of getting ready for this year. The only other thing that I have, and I don't have a whole lot of details on it, other than we are in conversations with an organization called Not Your Average Joe to begin something at the high school. Melissa and I have been meeting with them. Some of our other team members have been meeting with them. Trying to get that off the ground. There's a little bit more work to be done there, but that's going to be a great opportunity for our kids. And so hopefully we'll have more information to roll out to you very soon on that.
Okay, thank you. We'll go with the board member communications and announcements, individual board member comments. We'll start with Leonard tonight.
Okay. Don't really have anything to say other than school's getting ready to get in. Be sure to start watching out for those school zones. Of course, most of you will be at work when the school zone lights are flashing. Glad to see everything's getting ready. That's it.
Brian.
No comments.
Suzanne.
Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am.
First of all, I want to welcome everybody back. Thank you for coming back. I think it's going to be a great year. I am so excited about the possibilities and everything that this district is going to accomplish for our kids through you, through your leadership, and through our teachers and everybody who loves our kids. That's so important. Also, I didn't know about the Average Joe thing, but I love Not Your Average Joe. So that's going to be great. What a good program for them. Also, I just want to give you guys a little heads up, and this will probably affect Melissa more than anybody else, but our family will be hosting another exchange student this year. So I think it'll be like number 7 or 8 with our family and our daughter's family. And we're going to have Jacob, who will be at the high school, and he's from Germany. And so he'll be here on Friday. So we're really excited to have him. And I think that it's really good for our kids in our district to have that exposure to another culture and another person. So I think he's going to do great here. And I just want to ask you guys for your support for him. And let's make it the best year yet. Okay, that's all.
I don't have any comment. So we'll go to 4B, upcoming events and meetings. We can just make note of the new teacher luncheon, the breakfast coming up, first day of school, and of course, the next board meeting. Number 5, item 5, do we have anybody that, okay, so move on to 6, the finance consent docket. So all these items will be discussed, considered, and approved, or disapproved by one vote unless a board member desires to have a separate vote on any or all of the consent items. Do we have any discussion that we need to have?
No, I don't really have anything. Jason's going to look up some information for me since I was a little slow getting him details. So other than that, I don't have any questions or concerns.
Do I have a motion?
I make the motion, we approve the business items on the finance consent docket.
Do I have a second?
Second?
Roll call.
Yes.
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 Yes. Moving on to item 7, business consent docket. Same thing here. Everything's going to be discussed, considered approved by one vote, unless somebody wants to separate out any or all of the items for separate votes. Have any discussion for this?
I do on the contracts. If Keith, did you have the answers on those?
You talking about the,
Each of the contracts, where I'd ask my normal questions about, did the contract change?
yeah,
Did the cost change?
so no cost changes. The only changes were when we had an increase in services. So the student population changed, and so those items did change because we had more students participating or a need for more of that product or that service.
Okay, let me take a quick look at a couple of them that I did have a specific question on. Let's see. 7E under the Peaceful Family Oklahoma said that there's no cost. Is that a new program?
Yeah, go ahead, Adam.
Yes, so Peaceful Family Oklahoma is a brand new program, and it's one that will help to educate our kiddos on some drug use and abuse that they could be a part of and or have seen. And it's a group that is being currently used in Norman Public Schools and in Edmond Public Schools. And they're joining us to help our intermediates where we lack some of the supports that are necessary for our kids under the age of 13. And the truth of the matter is we have kids that are using illicit substances that are under the age of 13. Well, if you're 13 years old or older, you can go get services out at CCJC. But anybody who's under that age, there's nothing really for them. So there's no teeth to an SAP, a student assistance program contract. And so this is going to help hopefully be something that we do on the front end of things to decrease the amount of instances that we go through. We had an opportunity to meet with all of the counselors and all of the administrators in the intermediates and decided that, where we really feel this will be important for our kiddos is to start going through our 5th grade classes and working there. It's just a pilot program that we're working with 5th grade and 5th grade only, and it's not anything that's going to cost us a dime at all.
That's good. Good.
Will that
Thank you.
happen at the schools?
Yes, ma'am, we'll have it after school.
Will it be groups or individual, or do you know?
It will be in the classrooms. The
Okay.
teacher has to stay in the classroom with the member and or 2 that come from PFO, Peaceful Family
Okay.
Oklahoma, to produce, and they run 6-week programs. They've already set out schedules for us, and we're just waiting on board approval to be able to set those in stone and be able to move forward with that relationship.
Do we still have a student assistance program?
We run our own student assistance program through our counselors and our administrators.
All right, thank you.
Welcome.
You too?
Well, no, I forgot.
Okay, you
more.
finish.
I'm through with that one.
Okay, all right.
Maybe back up.
Okay. I had a question on the Oklahoma Counseling Group. It said that the total cost would not exceed $63,000. Is that you again? Okay.
So we have seen an increase. That's one of the things that I put in the item of consideration, that we are looking at increasing the number of groups, weekly groups that we offer between 4 and 6. All right, so that's the difference in the real cost is from 56,000 to 63,000. I think that was the total number. And that's because of student need. And Matt has done a great job of documenting what is needed. Matt Pierce with Oklahoma Counseling Group has done a great job of documenting what he's done and what is needed. And so his proposal was that we need to increase up to 1 to 2 more groups in the middle school and up to 3 to 4 more groups in high school.
Is Youth and Family Services still providing groups for us?
Not in the high school or the middle school. We use Gail Jones for our pre-K 6, and then Matt Pierce for 12. He pushes down to 7, and then if he has left over, then he helps to move to the intermediate.
So Youth and Family's no longer involved
They're
with
only
us?
They are only part of Yale.
Okay,
We continue their relationship with Yale. They offer us a honeymoon with Yale,
Yeah.
and so we keep their service there. We outgrew what they were able to provide for our high school and middle school, which is why we allowed them just to kind of focus on Yale. And then Matt has stepped up, and his team's done an absolutely fantastic job with the services there to provide for middle school and high school.
are there still prevention services available through the Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services?
I imagine that there are. We tend to focus mostly on the relationships that we currently have. But if we have additional resources that are available, our school-based family specialists are a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah.
And they're able to provide them those options to where they can go to get more help.
Okay, well, that used to be grant funded, so, I've been out of touch with that for a while, so I just kind of wondered.
Yep.
Okay, thanks, Adam.
Okay.
Sorry.
Hey, do you want to sit up front?
Might as well stay up.
I'm working on my steps.
Oh, okay, next question is on the Peaceful Family Solutions. Who's got it?
Is that Peaceful Family Oklahoma?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh, that's.
yeah, it's a new one. It says there's no cost.
That's the one we talked about first, Mr. Wilson.
Oh, yeah, I've got 2 copies. Okay, the next one then is Red Rock Behavioral Health Sciences, and it says that I had a question about whether there was a cost or not. I didn't see a cost, so it's either no cost.
There's not a cost. That is an agreement that was started about 5 years ago with through the state program, the BIS program, which provides behavioral intervention support for schools through the grant, and it provides a behavioral health aid to Shedeck Elementary. It's principal Shedeck. I definitely enjoyed that service because it provides a person full-time to help kids who are struggling with behavior, so it's an extra support there. And Mr. Snow and Ms. Swanson, the counselor there at Shedeck, continue to give great reports of the work that they do in that site. There's no cost.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I understood, but it didn't jump out and tell me that there wasn't a cost. So.
So that's just for your information. That's something we've been doing for 5 years, and we're continuing it this year.
Is it only at the one site?
Right now, yes.
If we could have Adam and Scott just come sit up front.
Yeah, I looked at every contract, so the one for Red Rock is no cost,
That's right.
okay? Oklahoma Department of Career and Technology Education. I think that's a new one. Says,
No, that's a contract we sign every year. Oklahoma Career Tech provides money to us to run some of our.
oh, okay, yeah, it's,
Cost of it, they provide money to us. We have to sign that contract saying we'll abide by the rules of Oklahoma Department of Career Tech.
yeah, it wasn't the one I was thinking about. The thing I noticed on it was that it really wasn't specific on cost. It just said that funds would be costs would be recovered. So I didn't know exactly what that meant.
Yeah.
We are a reimbursable state, sir, so which means that for the Department of Career Tech, they tell us how much of an allocation that we have. Teachers then purchase those items, they funnel through the general fund, we file a claim.
And then you
Career
get-
Tech, and we reimburse.
So there's no
That's how
cost
it
then.
works. Right. So there's no cost to us, we're just the flow through.
I got a couple more. Big Five Community Services. It says that, I think I saw, I don't know whether I saw a cost on it, but it said there was a reference to cost sharing. What does that mean?
That's the contract students are not school age, but they need special education or related services. We just work collaboratively within their STEM process.
Okay, so there, even though it said cost sharing,
I'm not sure about that, but there's
no cost? Okay, we like those. We like those no costs. School resources contract, I guess there was no change on it other than, I think the cost, we got 4 officers and the cost is still 30,000 per. Is that,
Yes, with the city,
yeah,
yeah, that contract did not change. That
okay. School-based family specialist. It just says,
So that's also a flow through situation. DHS takes 80%, Canadian County takes 20%. So we recover, we pay their salaries and the benefits, but we recover those, we invoice DHS and Canadian County, and they reimburse.
so there's no cost. Okay. Then the last item in that area was where we made a slight change, I guess, where we're now going to be seeing some items that are contracts that used to, we just saw POs on those. Is that correct?
yes, on some of these, that is correct.
Can we have LEPSAC answer that question?
Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry. Yes,
we-
that is correct.
Thank you. I actually kind of, you're going over some different things. I'm enjoying that the different people are popping up and answering the questions because it's obviously a collaborative effort. So
Okay. That's the last of my questions, Mr. President. I think Suzanne may have one.
I do have one. Keith, could you kind of talk to us a little bit about the cell phone stuff that was handed down to us?
Oh, well, here comes Adam again because he led the charge on this one as well. Before he does, this has been one of the most talked about laws for this year, not just in Yukon, but across the state of Oklahoma, in how schools are going to implement the discipline. All schools are doing it in different variations, some way more restrictive than others, some less restrictive than others. So Adam met with his team of administrators, and I'll let him talk about the process and what they came up with.
So you guys approved the policy back last month in July. And you know, the policy is pretty straightforward. Kids are allowed to have their cell phones on them. They just can't use them unless it's for a medical situation or in an emergency. So I took some time this summer to meet with both Melissa Barlow and Karen Garcia and to discuss kind of what implementation looks like. We took some policies that were provided to us from my secondary consortium. We looked at Edmund's policy. We looked at Deer Creek's policy. I don't know if I think we had one. We looked at, we put ours together before some of our other sites or other surrounding districts ended up putting theirs together. And we came up with a pretty straightforward 3-step policy for cell phones. So cell phone usage occurs in the first infraction. The student's got to go take that cell phone and turn it into the front office. Today I was delivered acrylic lockers, 20 little locker doors that have keys on them. That'll be in the main office at the middle school, high school, the 3 intermediates, and Jody's is coming next week. And so the kids are going to go and they're going to turn their cell phone into the locker and they're going to lock it and the key is going to stay in the main office. We don't want our teachers taking a phone from a kid. We don't want our teachers touching a phone from a kid. We don't want something to happen. It slips out of their hand. It cracks the screen. You know, cell phones are pretty expensive nowadays. So the kids are going to turn them in first time, and then the consequence is going to be a day of lunch detention. Now, depending on when the infraction occurs, that could be that same day if it's a morning. It could be the following day if it's in the afternoon. And then the student is going to be allowed to pick that cell phone up at the end of the day by themselves. That individual student can pick it up on the first infraction. The second infraction, the student's still going to turn that phone in to the front office, and they're going to serve a day of lunch detent or a day of ISI, but they are not going to be allowed to pick their phone up. Their parent or guardian is going to have to pick their phone up, and it's going to have to be during regular school hours. All right. One of the concerns that we had from both Melissa and Karen was that, parents, I can't get there until 5:30. Well, I'm not going to ask the high school to have a principal or assistant principal stay until 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening to give a kid back their cell phone. If they don't have their cell phone with them, they can get it the next day. And the sun sets and the sun rises, and we go back. It's not, they don't have to keep it there the next day. Now, there is a third infraction that occurs. If a third infraction occurs, then it is going to be a day of OSS. And every infraction thereon can stay at that level, or a consequence can be raised to a higher level if deemed necessary. And so I was actually meeting with, we were virtually meeting today via text message with our secondary consortium, and they asked if there were going to be any exceptions to like yearbook classes or Stuco classes or anything like that. And all of the consortium that I'm a part of said, no, there are going to be no exceptions to any of these types of things. It's made us think of a couple different things. I mean, schedules being a big one. I mean, kids usually snap a picture of their schedule and then they save it as their background so they can see where they got to go. Well, we're going to be back to carrying paper schedules nowadays. We've got a lot of stuff that we do through QR codes. Well, that stuff's going to have to be reimagined, or we're going to have to use the QR codes and the camera that's on our Chromebooks. And so we've looked at a couple different things. And then we do have a policy inside our ISIs where our ISIs are going to be piloting the Yonder pouch program. If those of you have been to a concert or an entertainment venue of some sort, comedy, you have a pouch that you put your cell phone in, and it locks completely. And it can only be unlocked with a magnet that they have a part of. I got a couple samples in today. I'm looking for the other ones to be here by the end of next week, hopefully before too many kids need it in ISI. Don't put them in ISI yet, please. Well, don't suspend them either. Every kid, just be good. And so we're looking at doing those. We're looking at utilizing those for our kiddos that are in ISI as an additional measure, because we know that when kids aren't on their phones, they end up being more engaged. And that's what we're hoping. We have a lot of kids that may be body present at school, but their mind isn't. And so while this may have been a pseudo rushed bill that was passed through the state legislature, I think that the reasoning behind it is sound. And I think that in both Melissa and Karen were very clear in the idea that this is something that's going to be good for our kids, and we're going to implement it, and we're going to put it into play, and we're going to follow it to the T. So we've got it bell to bell, no cell, and we're looking forward to having the discipline or the consequences being approved through the student parent handbook. That's on the agenda tonight, and then sending out messaging, if not this evening, then first thing in the morning, to our constituents and let them know kind of this is where we're at and this is what they can expect moving forward.
Can you define bell to bell a little more?
So bell to bell by law, it states as the first instructional bell to the last instructional bell. So kids are allowed to have their cell phones. Kids are allowed to have their cell phones on them all the time. And actually, I keep saying cell phones. I need to refer to them as personal electronic devices, because it's not just cell phones. It's AirPods, it's smart headphones, it's Meta glasses, it's gaming systems, it's the Nintendo Switch, it's smartwatches, it's all the things. Anything that can transmit messaging is part of that personal electronic device category. But first instructional bell until last instructional bell in that period. So kids are allowed to have them all the time. They're allowed to use them on the bus ride to school, in school before the bell rings. After the last bell rings of instruction, kids can get on their phone and take a look at it and get back caught up on the Snapchats
So
or
things
whatever.
like extracurricular activities.
Extracurricular activities do not apply to this.
What about the kids that go out to
The career techs.
Yeah.
So the career techs, I'm not aware of what the career tech rules are. Melissa, do you have any idea? I've not met with them, and I don't know if they fall under the category of.
I don't.
I don't know that answer, but
For them though, for as far as we're concerned, it'll be their last class.
for us,
on
it's an
campus.
instructional bell. So if a kid's last class at Yukon High School is 4th hour, and that's the end of their instructional bell, and they get on the bus to go to Canadian Valley, then they would be allowed to use their cell phone on the bus because it's their last instructional hour at Yukon High School.
And then if there's anything, the career tech will have to.
Career Tech will enforce their rules the way that Career Tech enforces their rules.
So no use during lunch times then?
So it is first, in the law is clear, first instructional bell until last instructional bell.
I think that's going to be where the problem's at.
We believe that there could be a problem there too, or more of a problem there too. But we're going to enforce the rules, and we're going to enforce it with grace. And I told Melissa and Karen when we were meeting, guys, I can tell you whatever I want, but I'm not the one living it on a daily basis. They're going to be the ones living it on a daily basis. I'm sure that we already have scheduled meetings every month as principals meetings, but I imagine we'll probably have some additional ones just to say, hey, how's it going? Because we don't know if this is going to be the most effective. I've read my kids go to Edmond Public Schools. I've read their policy. My wife is in Piedmont Public Schools. I've read their policy. Some are more extensive than others, and some are like right along in line with what we're doing. So it's a work in progress, but as long as we continue to monitor it and decide which way we need to go, then we'll be good.
And I think it's important also to the schools that have implemented this, there's some schools in Oklahoma that have been doing it for a number of years, and their student engagement has gone up tremendously after this policy. And I think it also is good to note that we fully expect there to be some growing pains with this, but for the schools that have stayed true to the course, it has been a very positive change for their school environment.
Can we expect to have some kind of report at our next board meeting as to how things are going?
Sure. Yeah.
We will be able to pull the data off of PowerSchool, and we'd be happy to present you guys with that data and let you know, not only from a statistical standpoint how things are going, but maybe from a feeling standpoint as to how things are going as well.
And we have no doubt that you're going to hear from.
Oh, you'll get calls, I'm sure.
Oh,
We have
yeah.
no doubt. So,
BOE 1 through 5, I imagine your emails will be full. I need to be clear. Kids are allowed to have their cell phones. Okay. I know that a lot of the scuttle online initially was, I will never not send my kid to school with a cell phone. That's fine. They can have a cell phone at school. They just can't use it unless it's for one of those medical situations or it's written in their IEP.
Yeah.
I mean, or assistive technology. So bell to bell, we do first hour through 6 hours considered the school day. First hour through 6 hours considered the school day. That's when our transportation runs in the high school. That's when our transportation runs. And so after that hour, that's the school day for us. If there's a track meet, if they go to run cross country after school, that's after school. That's after the bell has rang. So those are times where that usage of that cell phone is going to be acceptable.
Well, that kind of leads into my question, because we can what about this to death.
For sure.
And so, but I have visions of students on buses going to competitions and going to, different things like that. And I can see them on the bus saying, well, this isn't school. This is just riding the bus. Why can't I use my phone?
Yeah.
No phone on the bus.
No, you can. So
yeah.
I mean, they can't use their phone on the bus when they're transporting between Yukon and Guthrie.
before school, after school, they're allowed to use their cell phones before that first instructional bell rings and the last instructional bell rings. So if they leave at 10 o'clock to go to Broken Arrow, there can be some gray area there because their school day instructionally is done.
Mhm. Okay.
So then they become under the direction of their coach.
The coach.
So at
I
6:29,
think that
you
makes
said it's
sense.
okay for them to use. Adam Jewell said, I'm just kidding.
Thank you, Adam.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned seventh hour, or she mentioned seventh hour. What is seventh hour? Is that usually extracurricular, or is that?
I mean, it's almost all athletics.
7th hour is athletics and advanced performing arts.
So they would be able to use their cell phones during that time. Hopefully they'll be busy enough they can't use them.
If they're catch you. I mean, You can run and cut and tackle while
Yeah.
using a cell
They
phone.
can put their watch back on, they can track their steps and their,
Yeah,
heart rate,
before
all that
school
kind of stuff.
band is not
That's
instructional
a personal
time.
device,
Yeah.
they can use, and it can tell them they're standing up enough and sitting down enough. Okay. I'm kidding. Let's,
The intent was the instructional time, but also I think another caveat of this was the use of cell phones for bullying, picture taking of inappropriate, times and those, I think that was the intent of, more so the instructional time, but I think there were some other caveats that were involved in that as well. Thus the bell to bell.
do we have any other discussion on item 7?
Not
When I'm up there the second time picking my child's phone up, we'll have discussion.
Yeah.
Because I can see it already.
Okay, do I have a motion? Thank you, Adam.
Thanks, Adam.
I move that we approve items 7A through 7I.
Second,
Roll call?
yes.
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 Yes. All right, item 8 is adjunct applications for more than what I expected, which I'd asked a question about that. If you just want to
Yeah.
touch on that real quick.
So we were notified by our accreditation officer that we needed to adjunct all of our non-certified coaches, which was, something they said is supposed to be done. We've never done that. I know that most school districts have never done this. Was new to us. And so to stay in compliance, we need to adjunct these coaches.
Okay, so this is an action item. So basically we need to approve these adjunct contracts, right?
Yes.
Okay, do I have a motion?
I have a question.
Okay.
Does this mean that they're just not certified and that's why they have to be considered an adjunct even if they're full-time?
Yes. They're not full-time. Yeah.
They just,
So this would maybe be under your lay coach definition.
Okay.
Do I have a motion?
I move we approve item 8A through O.
Do I have a second?
A second.
Roll call?
Yes.
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 Yes. Item 9, do we have any new business? Okay. Item 10, which would be the personnel docket. This is the time where we vote to convene or not to convene in the executive session. Do I have anybody that would like to go to executive session?
Or no? Keith, is there any reason we need to go to that you know of? I didn't see anything.
So do I have a motion to,
Make a motion we not convene in an executive session.
do I have a second?
Second?
Mrs. Cannon?
Yes.
Mr. Colson?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Beamer?
Yes. All right. Item 10C, discussion of possible action on the attached Exhibit A personnel items. Have a motion?
Make a motion we approve all personal items on Exhibit A.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mrs. Cannon?
Yes.
Mr. Colson?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Beamer?
Yes.
I make a motion we adjourn this
Not a
meeting.
boy.
Oh, I got a comment though before.
You ruined it.
No, just, it's already been mentioned, but remind everybody of the luncheon tomorrow. And the other thing, next Tuesday, the breakfast, if you're going out there, last time I was out there, traffic was really bad. So you may want to leave a little early. And that's all I had to say.
Now I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Leonard.
Mrs. Cannon?
Yes.
Mr. Colson?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Beamer?
Yes.